There's nothing to worry about. The most powerful exorcists among us are working on it right now. And they'll make sure that we touch down on the ground safely.
Exorcists? Like the ones with amazing powers who healed people during the epidemic? That's right. So please, have faith in us.
Starweaver spiders have a unique connection to the stars. They say that hidden in their tapestries is the story of the heavens.
But we also use their star silk to make all sorts of things, like wings for those born without.
It's also used for the hammocks we'll be sleeping in tonight, and our blindfolds that we always wear, and the softest underwear.
Alright, I'm just gonna ask, why do you wear those?
Why do we wear underwear?
No, I mean the,
Blindfolds.
yeah.
Every celestial elf, from the moment they are born, wears an eye covering, so that no light from the sun and no light from the moon may enter our eyes.
The only time we take these blindfolds off is on a clear moonless night, so that the only light that touches our eyes is pure starlight.
In that moment, some achieve the ultimate connection with the heavens and become enlightened ones. The time blind.
The time blind transcend our perception of time. They experience the past, present, and future as one.
But we haven't had a moonless light in centuries, long before we were born. Not since the ice storms.
The energy that people kind of, like in the Hunger Games, Katniss, like the main character.
Katniss Everdeen, yep.
She's supposed to represent the Athena energy. When she was going around the districts and she was learning about everyone's problems and she really like embodied their pain.
Mm-hmm.
This was talking about Athena because she's the goddess of wisdom. Wisdom is through experience. So this is talking about how she went and experienced all the pain and she embodies it. So she's supposed to be like the fighter for the people, but she's actually an archon. So she's one of the 9 archons because she represents, again, Athens is wisdom. Okay, let's go into this. Where does the word Arachne come from? Arachne comes from a mythology where Athena, basically there was this woman who was really good at weaving, right? And she was so good at weaving that it caught the attention of Athena, and they had a competition and she beat Athena. And basically as a punishment, she turned her into an arachnid or a spider human. That's literally the story.
Athena turned the weaver into a spider.
Yeah, it was literally some bullshit like Medusa and like these other stories. It was some straight bullshit. So this is where the word Arachne even came from. Now, the thing is like the fact that you even see the word arachnid tied with Athena, and then the fact that the rulers of Athens are called the archons, which is also where the word arachnid is going into. That means Athena was an archon or a spider, like a weaver, which is dealing with fate, being able to weave fate together, like control destiny and all this. So this goes into the Moria winds and like Illuminati shit. But the ability to weave fate together, it's not just like weaving clothing. Like weaving fate is the ability to control destiny. Secret societies and civilization and society, they control the will and destiny of people for money, for the economy. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll tell you that a person will be good for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of labor. And then they put them in a job placement that will be good for that. And then they extract them of energy. If you think of a spider, how it puts a person in a cocoon and it's slow, like spiders really, they feed on, the reason they put on people in cocoons is because they slowly feed off of people. Very slowly. Right.
They're sucking the inside, the juices out of you.
Yeah, a person who's at the top of society, and then you have the earth at the bottom. The earth is where you get the food. So to eat the food, it's like there's this extraction process that goes throughout this pyramid, and this is going into vampirism. So the archonic energy is heavily tied into the elites and the rulers and stuff like that. And then people who have the archon, like arachnid energy from, you could say like the story of Arachne, she was a regular person who had that energy. You can see the nature of these beings, especially when you see someone who has a similar skill set to them.
Gotcha.
When you see someone who can take their role or their position, right, you'll start to actually see their character now. So the spider arachnid energy, it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but yeah, it can be. So with the CIA, I look at it as like that's usually at the top of a lot of these agencies and different things like that, you're gonna have certain insects like insect energy, like the arachnid. The scorpion is kind of there, but it's more like a hitman. It's like an underworld hitman type of thing.
Gotcha.
And the spider is the one who again weaves the web. So they draw the circle, and since they're drawing the circle, only the person who draws the circle knows the beginning and end point of the circle. So they keep people in this like loop of darkness, and that's what I call dark magic, where they keep people ignorant and then they manipulate people's ignorance. So the other insects of the insect kingdom would be like the minions in a sense. It's not only insects, there's other things too, like reptilians, all this other shit. But the other insects, they're the technology that a lot of the technology we have comes from insects, a lot of it, including the way our grids are set up, our cities and everything, it comes from insects. And then yeah, and even the whole extraction process comes from insects too, because like I said, spiders are at the top of that food chain. So it's all the apex predators, the eagles, the spiders, the cobras, like all these different apex predators. And then all of the other animals in the kingdom usually fill up the other. So by understanding nature and understanding these things, like, you know how you can train a dog to do different things. Now, if everybody has these kind of natures, it's like being able to put these natures into a computer or some kind of you kind of see where this is going.
You're saying taking those natures and programming it into a computer in essence?
Yeah, like being aware of the extremes and what a person will do. Like, for example, if you have the law, and we know that people will do these things and break these laws, it's like knowing the nature of people and then creating laws that people will break to keep them in a control system.